Yo, what's up, everybody? We're back. Welcome back to the channel. So I've been getting a lot of questions about why I switched from a K20 to a K24. Also, why I'm going on motor instead of boosting it. Boost has more power. Why nitrous? So I'm gonna go over all the stuff you need to build and produce an all motor K24 300 horsepower build, all motor without nitrous, 300 horsepower. And then I'm going to go over and explain why I did or I'm doing the build that I'm doing, all motor and all motor instead of turbo, you know. First off, we'll start by going over why I've decided to build an all motor car instead of a turbo car. First, like you see, I am all motor. Nice one, baby. Boom. So, back to the question. Why I decided to go all motor instead of turbo. First, I've had, I don't know, man, honestly, I'm no expert, okay, in K-Series at all, but I am an expert in Hondas. I've had a lot of Hondas. I've had more than 2 dozen Hondas, a lot of Hondas, all different years, all different makes, models. Anyway, every one of those cars I've gone turbo in. Every one of the builds I build is turbo. B16 turbo, D16 turbo, D15 B7 or B. JDM D15B turbo, you know, name it, D7, you know, D16, Z6, all that shit, all of them. I turboed all of them. End result, they're not reliable. That's my personal thing. Did I build those cars? No, they were all stock, stock internal, stock all bullshit. You know what I mean? I know you're thinking, well, D series, B series, not K series, you know. Yeah, K-Series got the strongest bottom end, they got strong blocks, but nothing lasts forever, you know, nothing lasts forever. So, you know, I wanted to do my build this time around for reliability. I have no time for oil line breakage. I have no time for oil leaks and running down air fuel, you know, piping leaks and air leaks and shit. I don't have time for that. I just... Not only that, if a pipe blows off, or if your boost controller, your manual boost controller, if you don't have, you know, like I didn't have the money at the time to buy, you know, Mega Squirt or go with a full standalone fuel system or a full standalone ECU. Though without those things, you'll mess up. Without those things, you'll blow your car up. You know, just period. Without that stuff, you'll mess up. Sorry, I keep looking outside. I'm trying to see what the fuck is going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in my neighborhood. Anyway, but so yeah, there's that. Turbo, in my opinion and in my experience, is unreliable. Period. You know, I've never messed with a nitrous car. I've had nitrous before, but I've never actually installed it on a vehicle and actually used it. So I'm excited to do that on the K24. Next, why I took out the K20A3 out of here, and why I took the K20A3 out and went K24. Pretty much there's two schools to K-Series. There's a K24, which is this, you know, and a K20, which is what I had. Now, you can go K20. K20 is high rev. It just depends. Honestly, like the gentleman that asked me earlier, what exactly, why exactly I switched over and whatever. K20, high rev, period. That's what K20 is. K20 is high rev. They have better dual valve springs. They have better valves. They have better, pretty much a better top end. They have a better head, better flow, all that stuff. So that with an RBC manifold and a mild build, you're gonna have, you're gonna be pushing with a, either an S2K fuel pump or a S2K oil pump, or a better oil pump than the A2 oil pump, or the A2 oil pump. You can still rev to 8.5, 9, so all day. So with the higher rev, it allows you to do what V6s can't, what V8s can't. They can't high rev like that. They aren't built that way. They're built for torque. That's what they're built for. Not to say they can't, if they got built and, did a motor and whatever else, did a head job and pistons and port polish and all the rest of that stuff. But that costs money. So a lot of people don't want to do that. They get the bigger motor thinking it's a bigger motor, it's got more horsepower, it's gonna automatically beat, everything. It's not necessarily true, man. A lot of people don't know anything about power to weight ratio. If you don't know anything about that, I'll be doing a power to weight ratio video soon. As soon as I get this other build done, I'm going to show some people what's up with power to weight ratios. So, why I went K24. I took the K20A3 out because I didn't want to spend the money on buying an A2, going high rev, and then not having a torque. That was my thing. That was honestly my thing. Aside from the motor being pretty cheap, crate motor being cheap online, and home delivered and all that stuff, besides that being pretty cheap, the reason why I really went 24 is because of the torque factor. I got 2.4 liters, so that's 0.4 liters. You'd have to bore out the cylinder walls on the K20A. The K20As are 86 millimeters. Now, the K24s are 87 millimeters. Now, you can go, a bigger bore is always better than a non-bigger, So, if you bore out the cylinder walls to 87.7, which is what I did to the OEM build that I'm building next, not the build that I already have currently. The OEM build that I'm building next by my hands, that's the one I'm going with, the K24 Z3 pistons and the K24 Z3 cams and all that stuff. Those are the bigger cams, more aggressive. They're out of the 08 TSX. So if any of you guys are interested in building an OEM build, 08 TSX motor, if you can get the parts from that, get your hands on the rods, the pistons, the cams, you can build you a pretty nasty little OEM build. 260, 270. I've seen them all over all over K series forums and Honda forums and all over. So, 24 has the torque. Now, is it worth it? Yes, 24 is very much so worth it. I think so. A lot of other people think so. If you've got the money, go to K24. If you don't, you can build a K20, K20A3 even. You can build those to be VTEC killers. You could build a K24A4 to be a VTEC killer. It's gonna cost you cash, or you can slap a turbo on it. That's just it's all in preference. My personal preference is to go all motor because I don't have time for the headaches and all the unreliability factor. Even if it's a slight, even if it's an 80-20 type situation, 80% reliable and 20% unreliable. No, I can't go with that. That 20% is still a big chunk when you're talking about a car, vehicle, So, the reason I went 24 is because of the torque. Also, because if you have the torque already, boom, on the bottom, boom, you got the 24 torque, everything's already ready to go. So I'm going to have that, it's already bored out, 87.5, boom, it's good to go, okay? Now I got the torque. Now, what do you add? Boom, you add the head, you add the top end. If you got the money, or if you know how to do it personally, add the top end. Get you some Supertech Valve, dual valve springs, get you some Ferrea valves, boom, slap in the Ferrea valves, beautiful valves. I got the Ferrea 5000s personally, beautiful valves. I can't wait to see and hear what it sounds like. Get you a K20A2 head, Supertech valves, Ferrea valves. The K20A2 camshafts will be just fine. Build it up. That's all you really need is the dual valve springs and the valves. That's all you really need. You can do it with the stock head. You know what I mean? Get a K20A2 head, put that on the K24, boom. Right there with the K20A2 head, stock. Stock, we're talking stock, not built, just stock. Stock for stock, K24, bottom end, 87 millimeter, K20A2 head, stock for stock, you're pushing 260, 250 easy to the wheels. 250, 260 easy to the wheels with a good tune and a good tuner. You know what I mean? Tune is everything. Tune is everything. Tune and also parts. Part research. Research your parts. Research, 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 research. Research those parts. Not every part that's expensive and high-end and all that stuff goes well with another part that's expensive and high-end. So let's say you buy some expensive high-end camshafts. Boom. These are the best camshafts, stage 4, stage 5, whatever. And then you buy some dual valve springs and you slap those all in. You slap those in. You don't get the valves, okay? Say you don't get the valves, or you do get valves, you know, even if you do or you don't. These, with that, can make a big, big difference. If you slap these in and those aren't compatible with these, if they don't work well, if the pressure's too tight, if the cams are too big, whatever the deal is, you have to research these things because you will do it twice. You will do it twice. I am Ty Boogie. Nice ones. Look up Hunter Tune. Anybody who builds, man, go YouTube it, Google it. Anybody who builds will tell you, buy the parts once. Do your research. Buy the parts once because you do not want to have to buy the parts twice, man. You buy these and those don't work well. Well, now you got to figure out what you're gonna do. Those you can drop a valve easy with the wrong dual valve springs and the wrong cams. You put the wrong cams in and the wrong dual valve springs, you'll drop a valve, boom, within the first couple weeks, depending on how you drive and how you beat on it, if you're beating on it and whatever. Trust me, I've seen a buddy spent $25,000, $30,000 on an H23 build. Boom, slapped the head on, fully built head, fully built block. It lasted him 3 months, and he blew it up. Dropped the valve, blew it up. Yeah, it's all motor. That doesn't mean anything. You have to buy the right parts. You know, now you have to start all over again. Now you got no build. You know, now you got to start all over again from scratch. No, you don't want to do that. Trust me. Research, research, research. If I can tell you anything, it's research and take your time. Research and take your time. Take your time. It's hard enough to try to figure out everything once you get it all slapped together. Trust me, I'm going through problems now as it is. I have to go back, do stuff all over again that I've already had to do. I didn't get the tuck fuel rail. I didn't get the fuel rail or the fuel lines and all that stuff. So now I have to go back through all that stuff because my fuel pressure, the fuel pressure regulator, I guess the fuel pressure is not enough in the car right now. So I had to buy the OEM or the tuck fuel lines and the fuel rail and all that stuff. Right now I'm rocking all the OEM stuff just to get it in the car with the A3. But now I have the K24. Now I'm having problems because I can't get the K24 to start up and stay running, messing with this and that, dropping all this and that. You don't have to do that if you do it right the first time. Trust me, you don't have to do all that. I'm telling you from experience. Trust me, I'm telling you from experience. So yeah, K24 versus K20. I would go K24 if you have the money and you can do it. Okay, all right. All that aside, let's show you what's up with the build. Obviously, you know I have a K24 or a K20A2 head, fully port and polished. What I did was I did it to 4-piston specs. I did it myself. If you go back, if you're new to the channel, I appreciate all you subscribers. Thank you so much. If you've seen everything that I've done it all myself. I poured and polished it. I bored it out. I did everything myself. Took it down. Had the head milled down 2500s. So it's lower deck surface. So when I get it on that, it should raise the compression a little bit with the pistons and the rods that's in there. Got Manley rods, CP pistons, Carrel CP pistons, the Ferrea valves, the Supertech dual valve springs. Okay, now what you need to build a 300 horsepower all motor, okay, you need at least 11.5 CP pistons and above. 11.5 CP pistons and above. So 11.5, 12.5, 13s, you know, depending on, you know, if you go 13s, you're definitely going to be in 300s. So if you go 11.5 or 11.5 or 12.5, okay? Now, if you want to go OEM, like I mentioned earlier, 2008 TSX, accurate TSX pistons, rods, and cams, all above board. Those are 11. Those are comes in at 11.6. Those pistons rated at 11.6. So those pistons, say OEM pistons with a decked head, milled head, a milled head K24 A2 head. It can be stock. You can do a K24 A2 head stock. I would prefer not a stock one, just because if you really want to reach that 300 horsepower goal, I would do, I mean, OEM bottom end, good, that's cool. But you're gonna need that high rev and that power, you know, to get you up there. You're definitely gonna need a the K20A2 oil pump or the S2K oil pump for sure to rev to 9K. So I've got that over there. I didn't put it over here just because too much other stuff. So yeah, the K20A2 oil pump, you're definitely gonna need that for the 9K high rev or 9K and above, whatever. So you're gonna need this, the head. I suggest a port and polish, even if it's just a stage 1 port and polish, or you know, a basic, you know, clean up the walls of the ports, intake and exhaust, just to get the rough edges and make it smooth and stuff, so the air flows through and doesn't get caught in the pits. Trust me, this little bit of information helps a lot. It helps a lot. Wish I would have knew it a long time ago, but I didn't. So that done. I suggest Supertech or Ferrea valves, or some other type of, if you know an OEM, there are a bunch of OEM heads out there that have better valves and better pistons, or better valves and better dual valve springs than a lot of the other ones. So if you do your research, you can probably find that. If you're doing an all OEM build, I don't know, it's all in preference. Some people like doing all OEM builds so they can say, oh boom, I got 300 horsepower out of an all OEM build. That's baller, you know what I'm saying? That's badass. If you can do your research and you can find out all the OEM stuff that put it all together to get you a 300 horsepower, you know, car, great. You're gonna need this, okay? Port and polished, I suggest. Valve springs, dual valve springs, and valves. You're definitely gonna need the K20A2 cams will work. Either the TSX 08 cams, you can get those will work. You're definitely gonna need that for the head, okay? Like I said, the CP pistons, you're gonna need those. You can leave it at 87. A lot of people making 300 horsepower off of 87. You don't have to bore it out anymore. Just leave it stock bore. 87, that's fine. 87.5 is better. 87.7 is better than that, and even 89. Some people even go to 90. Other people bore there's a guy that bored his to 99, so he's got a 99 stroke and a 99 bore. He's making like 500 horsepower all motor or something like that, with, you know, just a little bit of minor stuff and some cams. So yeah, it's just all in preference. Just depends on what you want. Yeah, I got the A2 cams. Definitely gonna do the drag cartels. So I'm gonna do the drag cartel cams here soon. So you need that. You need some cams, dual valve springs. You're definitely gonna need a port and polished intake manifold. So you're definitely gonna need a badass intake manifold, like port and polish one. I got the RBC personally, just because the RBC manifold has made 300, 400 horsepower. It's not a problem. I'm not looking to go 400, so I'm just looking straight, you know, 3. So that's fine. You can go RBC if that's what you're looking for. If not, you can go Skunk 2. Edelbrock makes a badass intake manifold. You can go that. I mean, Edelbrock makes a dope ass manifold. So you can go that. You're gonna need oil pump, head, dual valve springs, valves, exhaust. You're definitely gonna need an exhaust. So the exhaust, as you all know, that I have right now is a custom exhaust. it does good, it's great and everything, but it was kind of done wrong, so I fucked up. I should have moved the battery, and I should have had him elongate the exhaust. The way my exhaust is right now, it's super short, so it's not giving an accurate wideband reading. So the wideband is not reading accurate because it's reading oxygen as well as the exhaust. So it shouldn't be that. So right now, what I'm doing is I went ahead and ordered, along with the tucked fuel lines and everything, I ordered the megaphone, a badass megaphone, just stock, no brand or nothing, just a megaphone header. It's gonna cut off right there at the middle of the car, right there underneath the driver's seat, or just before the driver's seat or whatever. It's gonna cut off right there. So I'm gonna order that and see how that does. Just because the wideband is not reading right, I'm gonna have to try to get this one elongated. So my point is, if you're gonna do a hood exit exhaust, do the right hood exit exhaust. Do the right one. Get the correct one done. Like I said, or you'll be doing it twice. So now I have to order another $269 fucking megaphone exhaust when I just spent $200 to get this one built, you know, and I spent $200 to get this one before I got it built. So this is like the custom one of the other one. So it's yeah, doing it once is probably the best. So your exhaust, I wouldn't suggest anything with a K20 or a K24, anything under 3 inches. You need 3-inch exhaust for sure, 3-inch or bigger, just because the airflow and it pushes so much. You will be so surprised how much a K24 pushes, you know, how much torque it has and how much it pulls. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So basically all you need is better dual valve springs, a better flowing head. You know, you can do your head port and polished with a better intake manifold, port and polish the manifold, bore out the throttle body. Throttle body, I would suggest at least an 80 millimeter. I've got a 70 millimeter on here now. So when I swap the new head, this one, and the new block and everything into here, I'm gonna definitely put the K24 or the 80 millimeter K2 80 millimeter throttle body for sure, just because you need more air suction in, and as well as going out. So 3-inch out, 70 millimeter throttle body in, port and polished intake manifold. I would suggest, as far as the intake manifold or an intake itself, I would suggest a VStack. If you can get a VStack, the bigger VStack, the better. I've got a 3.5-inch VStack on mine right now, which you've all seen, 3.5-inch VStack on mine, but I'm thinking about going up to like a 6-inch VStack, one of those cone ones, man. Like crazy. They look badass. And also they suck in more air. It's like a cone shape, so the air doesn't go, right now mine is just a circular shape, so the air goes past it, and it's able to just circle right past it, doesn't always go in the hole. If you get a 6-inch one, they're cone shaped, so it has no chance. Once the air is trapped, it's trapped in the cone. Boom! It has no chance to escape. It goes right up in there, and it's yeah, much better. So 80 millimeter throttle body, bored out or ported out intake manifold, dual valve springs, whatever type whatever type you want, whatever type you suggest, whatever type you've researched. That badass K20 A2 head, ported out, same thing, dual valve springs, valves. You need A2 oil pump for sure, CP pistons 12.5 or above, rods, Manly rods or OEM rods, TSX 08 TSX rods will work. The 08 TSX rods have made 300 horsepower, proven. So you need that and an exhaust. You need a better exhaust, and some A2 cams will make 300 horsepower. Depending on your situation and depending on your tune, depending on your elevation, your height, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into making 300 horsepower. Your elevation is a big factor, and also the cams you use. You know, you can't use big cams at higher elevation because it won't. Your car will try to breathe in too much air and it'll just stop. I've had that happen as well. I've had my B16. I put brand new Skunk 2 Stage 3 Tuner 3 cams in there. No, that was before. I had Tuner 2s in there. I had Stage 3 Skunk 2 cams put in there, and it dynoed, and it would not suck up all the air that it needed to suck. It stopped at 5.5, so it was actually sucking in too much air, so it would stop the motor. Boom. So I couldn't get it in here. I had to take them out. So it just depends on your situation. Do research. Talk to people around your area. Do lots of research. That's what I would suggest. Talk to people around your area. Do lots of research. Check it out. Do your block. Either you can do, if people have made 300 horsepower on 87 millimeter stock block, stock board. You know, 87.5 is good. 87.7 is good. 89 is better. You know, the bigger bore, the more horsepower you're able to suck out, because the compression's going to go up. So you bore it out to 87.5. You mill the head 25 thousandths. You slap these new valve springs in, these valves, those cams, that right there, all that's going to bring your compression up. All that's going to bring your compression up. So when you slap that all together, a smaller head gasket, a thinner head gasket with E85 or even high octane M5, your compression's going to bump up big time. So you're talking, I'm planning on, with this build that I'm currently having right now, I'm planning on having at least 12.7, 12.8 compression without the gas. That's just 12.7, 12.8, and I'm planning on running 91 to see what I get off that, and then I'll run E85 to see what I get off that, and then we'll probably run M5 through it just to see what kind of numbers I get off that. So the better gas you get, the more the mill down, the bigger bore, all that stuff makes a big difference. It all makes a big difference. So all in all, is K24 worth it? Very, very, very much so. If you got the money, go K24, build it. I didn't even talk about the 6-speed LSD trans that I'm building. You guys saw the videos on that. Building a 6-speed LSD trans over there, sitting in the back over here, just chilling. Haven't even had time to rip that apart just because I just got this head done, just got it back, just got my boy went ahead and helped me out with the knocking the valve guides out. We got all new valve guides in there, so we're good. I think I made a mistake with the stock valve guides just because I'm going nitrous, going crazy nitrous. So we're gonna be pushing like 100, probably 100 more direct port nitrous. So direct port means I'm getting the jets, plugging the jets in each one of these, and I'm drilling holes in each one of these ports right there, and I'm putting the nitrous fogger jets directly in to the port, hooking the nitrous directly to each one of those foggers, and the gas directly to each one of those foggers, and shooting it directly into the port, direct port nitrous. You're going to get the best flow, the best horsepower numbers from direct port nitrous. If you do it the gas way and everything through the intake manifold, it gets what it gets. So you're saying you're pushing 50 horsepower, extra horsepower, you may be only getting 48, 47, 45. Just depends on how the flow of the fogger is. So anyway, when I get this all together, it should be like 12.7, 12.8. Put it all together. I should have went Ferrea valve guides, which I'm thinking I might do next time. So when I take this build off and put the OEM build on or whatever, I might put Ferrea valve guides in this depending on how it goes. So we'll figure it out. But there's what you guys wanted to know. There's the answers to all your questions. If you have any more questions, please do not be afraid to comment, ask questions. If there's something you want to see a video on, I will definitely try to get that out for you. I didn't mention the nitrous because, of course, nitrous is nitrous, and once you slap nitrous on a car, it goes. So 300 horsepower plus 100 horsepower, 100 horsepower extra on nitrous if you need it, depending on the car, power to weight ratio. My car currently weighs like 2,100 pounds. I'm trying to knock weight off, but I'm probably adding a whole lot of weight depending on all this other shit that I'm adding on, all these rims and all this other stuff. So my car currently weighs 2,100, but that, if you could get it down to 1,800 or even a 1,600 pound car with 300 horsepower, that's fucking ridiculous. Like a go-kart on wheels. It's trust me, if you've never driven in a car, if you've never driven in a Honda with 200 horsepower, trust me, man, 100 extra horsepower plus another 100 extra horsepower is ridiculous. So, to answer you guys' questions, that's exactly it. If you have any more comments, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for all you new subscribers. And like I said, questions, comment, anything like that, it's all welcome. Appreciate you guys.